Had a slight emergency trying to figure out, oh my god, I need to plug some lights on. Couldn't find the plugs to use. And there's a whole edition of War and Peace happening in the chat. Well done, Luke, on being first. Yes, I have cake here as well. Right. I've been refreshing the page for 10 minutes. Hello, Luke. Hello, Ivy. Hello, Rob. Happy to see you here. All keen to be joining me. You want a bit? Yeah, I thought I'd just mix it up. Just like do some painting, drink some beer, and eat very rather nice looking chocolate cake. Yeah, yes. Apparently diplomats love there's the the ambassador. Oh, that is good. Cake, yes. What am I celebrating? Being here with you guys. You know, it is a celebration. It's lovely to be here. I've been looking forward to this since last week. Yes. Hello. I am the Forge of Mars, aka Lee. Lovely to have you all here as always. It warms my heart, and at least I'm not choking this week with the first shenanigans that was going on. How is everybody? Are we all cool? You're the ambassador. Okay, you can be the ambassador. That is your official title now. You are the ambassador of awesome. Maybe not so much seeing as you're from Xanadu, because Xanadu. Sorry, ABBA. Up here for the Ferrero Rochers. Look, it's a real one and everything. Although they've got chocolate on the wrapper, so obviously I've got to devour that first. Delightful. Yeah, so no reason. Any time's a good time for cake. Cake is awesome. Cake is the lifeblood that keeps the world going and stops many murders, I'm sure, and stuff. Oh, okay. Well, she's the ambassador. You could be I'll come back to you on that, because she named herself ambassador, so I had nothing to do with that. She took the initiative, and now she's an ambassador. So yeah. See, snooze you lose. That probably teaches you for being first. So yes, I had plans which never came to fruition, because I was hoping to get back here from work earlier, but I didn't. And to make dinner, have a shower, and get prepped for this evening, I had to sacrifice one of my plans, which was to do some more oil weathering. So I haven't actually had a chance to do any of the sort of prep with the floor varnish, basically. So that's by the by. I will have a little look through what we started a couple of weeks ago with this guy. Yes, more cake. Look at that gloriousness. So I will be looking around and just doing any more sort of details that I can actually find. So there's a little bit of a close-up on the old scorching on that. I prefer very subtle transitions between like the sepia, the juicy, and the... It's focusing on the cake. The cake is a distraction to the camera. So hold it still long enough, he says. So yeah, softer transition. Nothing too sort of mental. keeping the colours very sublime. That's what my theory was anyway. So yes, and I liked painting the coils. So with the coils, I use Formula P3 Blighted Gold, because it's a bit different to everything else. But yeah, so that's on there, and then sort of picking out some little bits and pieces. That was actually the Nazdreg yellow over metals is actually quite good, because of that very like antique aged look to it. So that's all good. What I also did, because I realised I had two Southpaw crate cannons, which I'll just drop onto my Armigers. So I took one apart and repositioned and repainted. So this one was a left peg. Now it's not, it's a right-hander. So got that done during the week. The magnet situation, as you can see, is a little bit tetchy. It's all right when it's standing up, but when you put the weight on it, the weight of it actually pulls it back. Obviously, you're not going to be holding the things like this unless you're showing it off on a video stream. But yeah, so that was from, well, a couple of weeks, wasn't it? We started that. So yeah, so that's turned out okay. I've obviously done some touches up on weapons, decals. So yeah, well, kept me occupied. That one actually not too bad. I like that one. It's this very, very subtle blue transition. And again, Calidor Sky over Leadbelcher, and then Agrax over it. I like this blue because it reminds me of like Heresy era Ultramarines. So I thought that is pretty cool. And then obviously once you do the Liberated Gold, that actually ties it quite nicely together. But yeah, so they're pretty much done. I say again, the old scorching. Just do the top tips there, because I go over, after it's all painted Leadbelcher, I'll go over it all with Agrax, and then I'll go over it with Sepia, because then it gives it this coloration there, and it separates from other metal like the superstructure. And then obviously just doing the Drushy Violet and the Drakenhof Nightshade on the tip there, and then the subpods. Straightforward, nice, clean, to a point. To a point. So yeah, so that was a project sort of well done. Oh, you caught it. And freehanding the cockatrice on these. So that's that taken care of. That's a bit harsh, really. And killing Ultramarines. You can't kill an Ultramarine. They're too good. Too good. Yes. So these are little guys I started on Thursday. So again, going with the, can't focus on it. So yeah, so I've got 6 of these little dudes done. Well, started anyway. They're not finished. Got to do all the weathering, not the weathering, the weapons. But yeah, it's I would say I cheated maybe with these, because I use the Liberated Gold as a base. I go over all the armor plates with Liberator, so I don't have to bother painting in trim. I just fill in the plates with the Orc Shade contrast, and yeah, that's it. Simple, that's the job. But so these got some extra details I need to do tonight on them. And what was standing around earlier on, this is a Reaver that I bought off eBay. So it's all glued in place, but there was two. This one had a slightly better leg positioning, so I've given it a quick spray of lead belcher. I need to fill in some bits that because I say it was such a rush job for me to get out here. I've missed a few bits. I wasn't as thorough, and I was doing it in the dark. So yeah, so I need to do a little bit more on that. And this is going to be my 5th Reaver for my Legio Krytos mana booth. Run across Varnish under cause, makes them come alive. I may very well do that. I said I've still got things to do with that, so yeah, I might actually do that tonight, Rob, with the gloss varnish. You've misplaced a toe and a token. Oh, you silly bot! You're rushing ahead. Less haste, more speed. So yes. What? Now, as earlier, I did move the cake out of the way, but I'm going to have a little nibble. So, cheers. Oh. Yes, that's fresh cream as well. That is pure naughtiness. I'm probably going to get the mother of all sugar rushes. So yeah, tonight's going to be interesting. Hopefully the beer will sort of dull me down again, which is always good. Right, so let's get myself a little bit more organised. Move this fellow out of the way. I was actually considering going through all my boxes at some stage of Titans and working out what weapons I've got for the Titans, because I've got nothing better to do really apart from build and paint models, mini Titans and Knights and stuff. But yeah, that hasn't come to pass as of yet. Right. Iron breaker. I'm also, you may have noticed, because normally when I do my Titans, I do the base and then the posing, but because this came, it's all poly cemented together, so I'm just going to paint this thing and then work around it. Because the pose is static, I can't do much with that. I tried manipulating this arm out a little bit because the guy, he's done a good job. You know, I'm not going to slowly go. I actually quite like the pose. It's sort of staggered in a way. It's very subtle, but it's like leaning into this with the movement. So whether or not that was by accident or deliberate, he's done a good job with it. So it came just sprayed white. Obviously, he started it and just gave up, unfortunately, which is a shame. But I thought, well, volcano cannon, missiles, and that's the chain fist. That's perfect for Krytos, really. You know, blowing up stuff, blowing up other stuff, because they do benefit by having missiles, because they can upgrade to the missile earth-shaking missiles that they can have, which, you know, they give you a bonus against buildings, for damaging buildings, which was always like the weird thing with Krytos, is that they've got rules for a optional rule set with destroying of buildings. So if they deploy earth-shaking missiles, they get +5 to the strength of the missile shots. So they're doing strength 9 against buildings or fortifications, I guess. But yeah, it's the real benefit of earth-shaking missiles is that it's concussive. So although against, you know, normal targets of Titans or Knights, they're only strength 4, they are still concussive because they are basically quake missiles in a way. So yeah, they can move you. You don't get full ammo stacks basically you get on a warlord you get 4 shots out of 10 are them, so you'd only roll 4 dice, but you're doing 4 quake hits, so that can cause enough problems anyway. Reavers only get 2, so, and unfortunately there's no rules for War Masters if they have missiles, which is odd. Nice. Right, okay, let's get some brushes into here. Oh, and that's something else, Ivy. I picked these up. And these are actually pretty cool. Got these from Griffin Gaming. Actually, because I found out their store is actually near to where I work, and I managed to sneak in there on Wednesday and bought some more supplies. And they had these. I thought, oh, I'll give them a try because they comes with a ball for mixing and easy squeezy. So yeah, airbrush colours, and they come out really nice. I've heard lots of good things about like the Vallejo range of paints, and I can safely say that yeah, I was pretty impressed with them. I actually used them for basing these guys with an airbrush, other than trying to do it with spray can. So, and it obviously saved a lot of detail, and it was a lot cleaner. Are the best metallics on the planet. You bought a ton of those plates. Not those two though. Oh, well, that's the thing, because on the little display they had in the store, they had quite a few missing, and I thought, well, I wanted something similar to sort of Lead Belcher in a way, which not a million miles away, I suppose, but obviously I like the fact that it's got the rattle, the ball in there for mixing, and they flow really well onto the airbrush. And yeah, I got quite a good coverage with them. They was actually really quite impressed. So I would say I'm getting towards being like more of a convert in that regard. Nice. So, in other news, I sold my beloved Raptors, Space Marines, and my beloved Tau, the Tau Shan set battle force that I have, which was quite big. I sold them to a friend of mine who I've met via Phil, Engine Phil, the legend that is, because they wanted to have some, different armies to what they've got, that sort of tabletop ready. So, so he and his son can play with some Tau and some Space Marines. So they're going to a good home, which I'm pleased at, because that was always what I don't normally sell models, but those guys. I was talking to my friend Scott earlier on today, and I told him about that. I sold them. I haven't played a game with the Tau for about 4 years. It was when 8th edition first came out, so that might even been 5 years. So yeah, they were just in boxes, and it's a shame. They deserve to be out on display and being let loose and having dice rolled on their behest and killing things. Riptors, oh, I'm sorry. I do feel bad. And it made it worse that, you know, today I went onto Facebook and, you know, the memories. And the memories was of one of the last times I played with the Raptors, which was up at Warhammer World with some of my friends. We organised sort of a day up to Warhammer World for playing games. It was actually like 2 days. So we went up there, and yeah, there was like photographs from that particular period of my Raptors fighting some Eldar, and I thought, no, on Eldar release day, very topical. But yeah, it's a shame. I really did love all of them. So like the Raptors were a love project fully, because I was desperate to do a full company of Space Marines. I just wanted to have a full company, and I couldn't decide on what chapter to do. And I tried Dark Angels. I bought loads of stuff for Dark Angels, and then Blood Angels. And because I was so undecided, a lot of the stuff I never took out of boxes. They just kept them in the boxes. And so I might open a box of something, build it, and just get the feeling for them. With Dark Angels, I actually did Disciples of Caliban, successor chapter. And I like the background of them, and you know, stuff like that. But you know, like you always have like that little niggling feeling at the back of your head, and it just didn't feel right. And then Blood Angels came out, so all the painted Dark Angel stuff I sold on eBay, and all the unopened stuff I traded. Went into Warhammer store, or Games Workshop stores as they were, because they're unopened and stuff, and traded them over for Blood Angels. And then I tried a few Blood Angels. I didn't want to do Blood Angels themselves. I've never been a keen Blood Angel fan. I appreciate them in literature, but as an army, it's not my sort of thing. I actually liked the Knights of Blood, strangely enough. So, you know, the more vicious and destructive part, you know, maybe even more destructive than the Flesh Tearers. But again, it just didn't feel right. So whatever I had, I sold. Actually, I kept some of it. And then I traded all the other stuff for Necrons, because they would just come out. And then I started doing some of them, didn't take, and so I sold the bits that I'd built and painted or whatever. And then basically anything I opened, any open boxes I sold. And then the rest I traded in again, just as the Tau turned up again. And this time they had the new broadside suits, and they had the new riptides and stuff. So I ended up going into it was Blue Water. My friend Ben Prager was the manager there at the time, and I always used to go down to whatever store he worked in. So you know, I'd followed him around because he worked there, Southend. He worked at Brentwood when they had a store there, and I went in there, traded it in, bought everything they had on release for that for the release day for Tau, and so ended up with sort of like £300 worth of Tau, which obviously I didn't really pay anything for because it was all stuff that I traded in for it. So yes. But yeah, I did enjoy it. It was Tau that brought me back into the hobby back in 2001 when I was out in the wilderness. I'd left the hobby for several years from the 90s because I discovered basically going out and meeting ladies, and partying. But yeah, once Tau came out, because I love like anime, battle suits, mecha, and I like the way they were going, and I was suckered back in, kicking and screaming, back into doing this hobby, and I've been here ever since. Haven't disappeared yet. So yeah, that's my origin story. Superpowers. Can't discuss them on an open, unsecured channel. Blood Angels are always walking a tightrope of cool and whack. Insert whack me. Those were great times for Tau. I think that I bought all mine too. That's the thing with the Tau. I think that they started off with an idea. It was something new. It didn't exist in like in fantasy, because a lot of the stuff, obviously, like space dwarves, space elves, space skeletons. So it was new and fresh, although obviously heavily influenced by Japanese asagari foot soldiers and mecha from anime and manga and stuff like that. But they had an idea, but I think Tau never had somebody who had a clear idea of where to go with them. So they have been a little bit lost and wild. They had potential. They had like the whole Kroot thing, not expanding on Kroot. Having like Andy Hall actually wrote a Kroot mercenary list, which was actually well received in White Dwarf, but they never did anything more with that. And like I always thought that Tau could have been like the lesser of the bad grim darkness of the 40k universe. They actually gave me a little bit of hope, because everything was so grim dark, and they were like, oh yeah, they're aliens, but they weren't douches. But then that got discoloured when they brought out the what was it, the computer game they done. Was it Dark Harvest? Not Dark Harvest, maybe not. Dark Crusade, as part of the Dawn of War series with the Necrons and the Tau. And then that whole like end scene, if you're a Tau victory and you're going around and oh yes, we're going to have to introduce this stuff into the water supply to sterilise the humans, sort of thing. And everybody was like, oh yeah, they're bad, they're sterilising the humans, right? And I like to look at things from both sides. So like the Tau have just won this planet, which is a hive world. One hive has probably the same population as an entire Tau planet, if not more. And on most hive worlds, there's multiple hives. So they've got to do population control. They're not killing people. Allowing them to reproduce is one thing. They can always reverse it, but they've got to feed them all. So it's a bit of a strain on resources. But yeah, I could see, on that side of things. But I'm not condoning it. But yeah, everyone looks at things from their current perspective. They don't put themselves into the situation and try to understand reasons why these things happen, sort of thing. It's very psychological. Yeah. Oh, right, let's just catch up with what everyone else is saying, because it's fire. Oh my god. I was going to sell my Necrons, but decided I'd like the look of them. Plus, I cannot be bothered with packing them all. I'm getting a post office to ship them. Yeah. Although I had my back seat had to go down in my car, so I could actually get them in all the stuff, all the Raptors and all the Tau stuff, and like there was some few carry cases there as well. I put in there and just thought just you know, he needs them for storage and stuff and transportation, so that's all good. And Peyton Found Sons, I'm going to post a pic into excellent. I need advice from the Agrax Earthshade experts here. How do you shade a fin bit, like a piece of trim that's too narrow to get a proper blob onto it? I use smaller brushes. Literally, I will, like with the trim on these, I will just go over with a very detailed brush with Agrax on it and just get it and hopefully pull into the bit there. So I know, like with marine trim that you get on like Mark III or Mark IV armor, it's going to be a little bit more, precise. But that's the way to do it, unfortunately. But once you do it, it will look cool, as you know, because you're already doing it. You're already doing it. I also suppressed my Warhammer enthusiasm for a while because trying to pick up ladies. I salute you. Small flat brush, and I have a cotton bud on hand who spills over. Or you can do it that way. All right, then, Ben. Tower, fucking great, yes. But yeah, no, so it was a shame, as I said, but I weren't doing them justice by having them just sitting there in boxes. And obviously, I'm so invested in Titans and Adeptus Titanicus, and obviously Heresy. I'd still put all of those games above 40k. So ninth edition, I played one game and it no, I just don't like it. It's not for me. So I move across, and I've still got some 40k stuff. I've still got my Indomitus Necrons and a few other bits that I bought in addition to them to make them actually a feasible force. Because obviously that was the thing about Indomitus. The Necrons you get, you can't actually really make a legitimate army out of them. Just a small combat patrol, I suppose. Fire Warrior. Yeah, no, I actually enjoyed Fire Warrior, and that's one of the reasons I done Raptors, because Raptors were in Fire Warrior as the Space Marines that kidnapped the Ethereal in the first place and gave them to the what's he called? It was the Imperial Governor or whatever who becomes a demon or whatever. So I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And then there was obviously the main sort of Marine contingent in the Taros campaign. So I just thought, that's perfect. I've got Raptors versus Tau. Brilliant. So yeah, that's why I did them onto such scales on both. My main issue with Tau is the fact that they forced their Grimdark staff in them, like the manipulation, etc., and the society stuff. Yeah, well, originally I liked the idea because they used to say with the Tau was they'd absorb other cultures. The way I see Tau, right, is Tau are like Starfleet, just not having a prime directive. They'll go meet strange new alien species and go, "Hey guys, you're cool. You've got stuff that we might like. We'll trade with you." They tried a nice approach, sort of thing. It's only when they go, "No, stuff you hillbillies," and then they go, "But we really like your stuff." And then they go, "Okay, here's Mr. Railgun, here's Mr. Iron Cannon, and here's some drones and fire warriors and crises." That's when they do it. So they'll try to negotiate their way into the hearts and minds of any alien race and all that, and try and deal with them in a friendly way. And then obviously, not say coerce, but expose them to the concept of the greater good, which at the end of the day is we all work together to benefit the whole, And I remember reading there was in the early sort of literature, it was saying if you wanted to worship the emperor, if he was an imperial citizen that was come to join the Tau Empire, they don't care who you worship. You could worship the emperor if you wanted to worship, as long as you do your part. Part of a society for benefiting all and all that sort of stuff. So I like that, but then they like the Vespid with the we give these certain ones these special helmet, and then they can't they do whatever we tell them, sort of thing. And it's just got there is no good guys in 40k. but it would have been nice to have someone that's not as bad. You know, they don't go around sticking babies on spikes, for example. You know, so yes. Hey, how are you? How was your because you're working on a Reaver, aren't you, Sophus? Um, it's much like Luke is. Luke is also working on a Reaver, and because of the selling of my Tau and Raptors last night, that has afforded me the option to actually, and I did buy it straight away. A new Reaver Titan to finish off my mana pool. And I'm actually considering naming it Raptoris. So Raptor IS, Raptoris, or Raptoris. Or about US, or I haven't decided on the IS, ES, OS, but it's Raptoris as a sort of a tribute to my former charges. Yeah, Scots were pretty cool. My headcanon is that the Tau are more like they were in Third Ed, not now. I hate it how they are now. Not even the Enclaves are good. Raptors in Fire Warrior, but were kind of badly represented. Well, the Raptors that were in there, it was only one combat squad. So that one combat squad that went down, oh, I think it was one combat squad. It might even be one tactical squad. Went down, liberated the Ethereal, and then got, shot up by John Rambo Tau, Shazla Kayas, which I don't have a problem with Shazla Kayas. He was cool. But yeah, it was yeah. They just got a mention, but yeah. This ain't. If you look at it, the Imperials are the bad guys, and everyone else is just trying to protect themselves. There is that, yeah. Because like the Eldar or Eldari, they ruled the galaxy, or a vast chunk of the galaxy. They don't go around like exterminating humans. They let them get on with it. And that was the weird thing, because like I always thought in the old sort of lore that the fall of the Eldar Empire was longer ago, so that allowed for humanity to reach up and expand itself across the stars, sort of thing, and start like before the Dark Age of Old Knight, the Dark Age of technology and all that sort of stuff. But in the latest updated type thing, it was basically the fall of the Eldar Empire with all the and the birth of Slaanesh, which cleared the warp storms. So, okay. So the warp storms that were Old Knight, so the humans were around in the golden age of technology. What was the interaction with the Eldar then? Or the Orcs then? Obviously they had the AI wars with the Iron Men that went off, and that was meant to be quite a cataclysmic thing. There was also the Psyker emergence back then, which brought about Old Knight because of all these people that were becoming Psykers and letting warp entities into their everyday life, which wasn't very cool. So what were the Eldar doing there? Because, as I say, Eldar have been around for millions of years because they were created by the Old Ones during the War in Heaven, which was millions of years ago. And same as the Orcs or Krorks sort of thing. So how comes they never managed to take over the entire galaxy even before man was standing upright? So it makes no sense. It would have made more sense that their empires failed millennia ago, and then obviously it takes time, and then other powers come to the fore, finding all this older stuff. But yeah, they changed it. So Slaanesh is younger than the Emperor. So that's official. See, I know you've gone quiet now. Yeah, I've got to sort out some mags for my ones as well. Well, I found some magnets actually. I found my Forsters as well for drilling for magnets. So yeah, so it's all under control. Chaos are just they're awful. Vulcan doesn't put babies in spikes; he burns them alive instead. Yeah, I was always funny you should say that, Ben, about Vulcan. It's like I was always led to believe that Vulcan was actually like the good guy. Salamanders are really cool. There was an explanation that was somebody told me about if, for instance, a salamander space marine was chasing down a chaos worshipper, and the chaos worshipper went running through a crowd, a busy marketplace of people to evade the salamander. The salamander would bide his time, and when the opportunity arose to get a clean shot on him, then he would take it. On the other hand, if it was an Iron Hands Space Marine chasing said Chaos Worshipper, collateral damage is not a problem. There was a brrr, or whatever the sound. That was not really a bolter. That was a brrr gun. They would happily fire through innocent people to kill that one dude, sort of thing. So that's the sort of like aspect I had of the Salamanders, that they are nice, friendly guys. And then I read Promethean Sun and Vulcan, because I like the idea that they are like one of the most sort of like they look pretty demonic, the ebon skin, the jet black skin with the red eyes, sort of thing, quite intimidating, sort of, especially when they're a transhuman, superhuman badass sort of thing. But he comes across in Prometheus Sun a bit of a dick at times, and quite, like grumpy, and angry and stuff like that. And I thought, dude, chill. You're meant to be like the laid back one. I've seen other Primarchs which were more renowned for being violent and angry, actually pretty cool with humans. So it was a little bit, weird. I've been wanting for a long time to play 40k. I need a Tagmata book if they oh yes. So next week, so you need to get a Tagmata book. I'll ask the question if they've got one, if they can put one aside for you, dude. Didn't know that was a retcon. The time in the Slaanesh, yeah. So the fall of the Elder Empire, which was the birth of Slaanesh, happened in 30k. Because it was that cleared the warp storms, which then made the Emperor go, hey dudes, let's move these plans, let's move forward, let's conquer Terra, let's make friends with Mars, let's build fleets and fly out and recolonize the planets we lost already. So yeah, Slaanesh is, at the time of the heresy, is like a newborn babe, and the Emperor's been around since, was it 6000 BC or something like that, or 4000 BC. So that was 36,000 years. So, age, he's learned a few bits. And obviously, he's, quite powerful in reality, whereas they're quite powerful in unreality. But it's hard for them to influence reality unless they have an access way portal through a psychic brain bubble. But yeah, it's weird. And they change things, and sometimes you just think like, you kind of wish that they had like Laurie Golding, for example, was like the chief lore master of sort of 40k heresy type thing. But it would have been nice if they had someone who actually goes, yes, we can do that, no, you can't do that, and sort of like, kept things level. But they do like their ambiguity. And the thing you have to remember, which lots of people don't take to heed or don't even realise, is that when you're reading a codex, or if you're reading like a Forge World Black Book, when they write these things, they are writing it as if the person writing it is actually a historian looking back at those events. So like if you read a history book, like if you've got two history books by two different authors, they've studied the same thing, but they see things from different points of view, and they might know something and that person doesn't, and that person knows something and that person doesn't. There's always going to be those differences. So that's what they do to sort of give it. So codexes and all that are all the sort of background information is done as a second hand, not first hand accounts. They are, you know, third hand, fourth hand, or whatever. And that's what they do to give it a little bit more sort of grooviness over the entire thing. So when you take that into account, when you read these books, they're a little bit more, you think, oh, yeah, this is some dude who's writing down information he's learned from somewhere else, like from personal accounts, and he's written them down, or he's read personal accounts that were dictated to somebody else, and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it's it makes life a lot easier when you think of him in that respect. I heard a saying about Black Templars. They don't see a civilian and everything gets purged. I knew Dawn was a dipshit, but when he backhanded Garrow in Eisenstein, it really took me off guard. Yeah, that's the thing, though. It was with Dawn doing that, because Dawn was quite close to Horus. So it was like he considered him like, you know, quite a good friend. And you remember there was a bit where I think Dawn was actually went and saw Horus and was like telling Garviel to say, oh yeah, you keep him honest, sort of thing, you look after him and that sort of thing. And there was that thing about you know, that there was that bond. Yeah, certain Primarchs had, yeah, all the Primarchs, most of them, pretty much most of them, all looked up to Horus in some respect. They respected him. You know, he was the, you know, the first found, and like he was the what is it? Can't even remember the name. First amongst equals. That's it. And that's why he got the War Master job. In some respects, obviously that was Emperor. You know, oh, I'm going to put Horus in charge because he had to. He knew he had to. You know, Sanguinius would have been the best. We all know this. Even I know this, and I'm not a Blood Angels fan. Sanguinius would have been the best, even though he has that, like, you know, I like to eat things. He was still the best choice for the job, really. Everybody liked him. Everyone respected him. You know, even Angron had like, you know, he wouldn't have bothered. But yeah, when he hit Garrow across his personal sort of chamber for telling him the most base lie ever. How can you dare say that about my bestest buddy? How could you? And you can sort of understand, you know, his anger, but he like, obviously he lost his cool there, because who would want to believe that the War Master had done what he had done? Yeah, Horus was the Emperor's ambition made manifest. Yes, because they all have their little things, don't they? Oh no, not to mention killing a Titan. Sanguinius is the Titan killer of the Primarchs. He's up to about 4 or 5 in the siege alone. he can kill a Titan. Hey, Kirill. Yeah, no, welcome, dude. Welcome back. So you can turn up whenever you want. You can disappear. You can come back. We're always here. Generally, we're always here. You got some of the other top princeps from the Titans Owners Club. Have you met Luke yet? I don't know if you have, because I don't know. Luke, you wasn't at the last year's the main Titan Walk, was you? Yeah. Yeah. See, he kills everything. Sanguinius is the dude. What was I doing? Well, everyone go over to Ivy's Instagram. Accessing computer. No. Beep, 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 beep. Oh no, I've seen Rob's his defense laser set up. Yeah, they're definitely looking good. So, me, look at that. They are looking pimp. Just checking, making sure I've liked everything now. That's all good. Yeah, really impressive. You keep up that good work. It's Instagram is an awful feeling. There you go. I'm trying to get your house cows built at the moment. Awesome. I was tinkering with making a carapace Vulcan Mega Bolter whilst Hound Squadron was curing. Hound Squadron. Yeah, I forgot you was building out all those titans. I say next week we'll be getting some new additions of titans to Luke and Ivy. So that'll be interesting. More titans for the Titan Walk. All right, it's been a while. I'm going to have another bit of that chocolate cake because it's a bit lush. That guy on the right is using the wash technique you mentioned before. Where? Oh, another bit. That is some good cake. Yeah, seeing the mass influx of Eldari Titans. And people are going the way of the Eldar. Hey, livid fish. Did someone say more Titans? Yes, more Titans, dude. Lots of Titans. All the Titans. The Titans never end. Remember the Titans and the Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans. So I'm going to have another bit of this cake because it is just too. Yes. Oh, you wasn't here, Kirill. I sold a load of my 40k armies. Well, I say load. There's lots of the two 40k armies that I have. So I ordered a Reaver last night once the transaction completed. Oh yeah, Ben. If you go through my Instagram, Ben, you'll see the Tauna that I painted, which is really quite pretty. I love that. It was oh, I'm feeling sad again. Yes. So yeah, so I've got one on the way. Luke and Ivy will be picking up a Reaver and a Warbringer between them next week. Phil mentioned he might actually get another Titan. Don't think he needs another one, but you know, Phil, he does want to be left out. Bless him. So yes, so there might be more Titan purchases. How many Titans do you have now, Kirill? Anyway, if Kirill also has which there's his tag there. If you follow Kirill on Instagram, he's done a warlord as a warlord sinister. So I think it was one of the only ones I've ever seen. Yeah, November is going to be a little bit mental, mate. 13. Yeah, there you go, 13 Titans. I was on watching Luton on his Twitch. He has a Twitch channel as well as YouTube videos. But he was doing some hobby last night, so I joined in on that, which was great. It's really quite good little Twitch. You say it's much like this, basically. You don't see his face though, just painting and chatting and stuff. And some guy was saying about, oh yeah, got like lots of Titans and stuff. I went, okay. He said, oh yeah, this guy's got like 8 Titans, like 40k Titans. I went, okay. That's really impressive. You know, like the guy himself had 6. I said, like, well, you know, I've just getting my 5th, so I think I'm just happy with 5. I just manifold. That's it. My Axiom manifold sorted. And as I said, like, oh, you should check out LP miniatures, LP_miniatures on Instagram, because like Leiden had about 10 Titans, but obviously now you have 13, so you're the person that I know who has the most 40k Titans. So well done, dude. It is an achievement in itself. If I get paid for the current projects in time, I'm grabbing a Reaver at the end of the month. Nice. Reavers are the best. Don't worry, Rob. I'm just not getting mine done by November. Exactly. Why not, Rob? Give them a rub. They'll be done by next week. We should really see if some of the bigger YouTubers with Titans would be up for the walks. Would be cool. Yeah. No, definitely. I think Simeon, who's I added to the chat the other day, he's got a few. I think he's got 5. He was buying that warlord today. But yeah, there's a few people there, and as I say, with the addition of the Eldar turning up, that's going to be very interesting. Having all those guys running around, that's going to be like mental. I've never seen so many phantoms. Although we've got to find some workable rule sets for them. That's the main thing, because they've got to be good, because they're older. Oh, nah, that's bugging me. I'm going to do these little dudes, sod it. I have more fun with them. They make me laugh. Yeah, thanks, Luke. I think it means more people, followers, and stuff like that. I've only got about 400 odd subscribers. Yes, our mystery. Oh, damn it! Oh, the name. Oh, bugger. What am I doing? Sorry, just kids, not you two. Yeah, my kids, my real kids. You're my real kids as well. Kids. Sorry, that's it. I was thinking Stuart, but that's livid. Yes. Alright, sorry. 2 seconds, people. I've just got to do this. Stop meltdowns. Alright. What was I doing? Sorry, it completely thrown me, that as. No, Brian. Brian never built. He sold his knights to Valrak. Valrak has all his Tyrannus knights now. The Titans that he bought. So he had a couple of warlords. I don't know what, with one of them. I do know that he swapped it with someone that basically made and painted up the Razor Crest from the Mandalorian, and this guy actually works for Lucasfilm, so like special effects and that sort of thing. So he actually built and painted the Razor Crest with all the internal detail and stuff for Brian, and he gave him a Warlord Titan for the job, basically. So yeah, and I don't know what happened to his other Titans. So I think he's probably sold them. He has sold pretty much all his 40k stuff, because he's doing his own things like Star Wars for the roleplay games and 3D printing stuff. So yeah, they're gone. It's a shame, but he probably would have knocked them out. No. Red-headed stepchild? Who's a red-headed stepchild? You're not a red-headed stepchild. You're my hobby daughter. I can't remember his name. The funny thing is, I had to go pick it up. So the day of the weekend for like every year, Brian does birthday roleplay weekends that I go to, and so I had to drive from Essex down to Surrey, somewhere in Surrey, to pick this thing up. Red Hill in Surrey, and then up to where Brian lives. So it's like 4 hours driving to get up there and that. So, well, you know, I have to drive. I have to drive. You know me. So yeah, it was a really nice model, really impressive, and it was perfect scale for the models that we use in the games. So it was, there's photographs of me coming down the off ramp. But yeah, more cake. I don't know what's going on with the red-headed stepchild. I'm getting paranoid now. And just for a record, I like red hair, so meh. So yeah, so I'll put the Reaver to one side because I don't feel I'm in the right mood, frame of mind for that. So instead, I'm doing some weapons on Armigers with Seraphim Sepia. I'll do the details on these little buggers. Well, my dear children, my two traitorous children, what you must understand about your hobby father is that when it comes to Titan Warrior and you're against me, you are dead. Simple. I'm sorry, but I'm not. You will die. But you know, I'm not gonna hold back. I would absolutely go full on with you as well as I would do with anyone against me. I'm not going to show favoritism. I do not show, any form of charity. If you're a traitor and you're in front of me, that is the worst place you could ever put yourself. So I will go for you. Doesn't mean I don't love you. But the thing is, if you saw how you defeated me, well, you know, that's kudos. You know, that is something to be proud of. It's an achievement. I don't really show favoritism. If you are in front of me, I'm going through you. And the thing is, you know that I'm going through you. But as I was saying, it makes it all the more sweeter that if you did defeat me and destroyed my engines, you know, that is something to be sort of proud of, and that in itself is something worth turning up to the walks for. I say to people all the time, I have two modes: disco and hardcore. I'm in disco mood 95% of the time. When I am behind the controls of a Titan, I'm still mostly disco. But you'll know when I go hardcore. Patricide time, yeah? Brutal, yeah. Oh, well, I was going to say kill someone else, but now, Exterminus Manipur it is. You can bring all the Manipurs. I don't back down. I do not take a step back. I will face every challenge before me. I am the living embodiment of the fire wasps. And the thing about the fire wasps is they win. So don't say he wasn't warned. I thought you agreed to be my children so I wouldn't turn my gaze upon you. Just don't get in front of me. That's a simple. That's a good life lesson. Do not be in front of me. So that's what breaks my heart all the time. You know, you two are like my two traitor children. Breaks my heart. It makes me weep. I sit there going, why would they choose such a cool and badass Legio? Why? Anyway, where's the fun in having a pushover as a dad? You know? I give you respect. That. See those? Just little guns, little laser guns. Oh, little lightning guns. Or you think there'd be a dark mech? Rebellious teens. Hello, Paul. Paul, who's here? He's the nice chap that is given my Tau and Raptors a nice home to go to once he gets the opportunity to pick them up from the holding department. Is Phil. How are you, buddy? Hope things are getting better for you and you're feeling all groovy tonight to come and hang out with the rest of us loons. I started painting a Reaver and got bored, and I'm going to do these guys. So are you actually getting some hobby done tonight? Ivy, Ambassador, before I answer your question, yum 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 yum. I would hope so. They've really got to do like a Mars book as well as a Terra book. Ambassador, you're Ferrero Rocher, you're really spoiling us. Ow, 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 back, ow. Reload. No, we didn't get a game on. Time I got there, because the roads were a little bit crap leaving work. And I think we were both a little bit tired. I had a really mental day at work yesterday. It was just constantly busy. I because I work on my own on a Friday, so I got hold of like a microwavable like Indian meal, sort of a chicken masala and stuff like that, Bombay potato in one little thing from Tesco's, and I cooked it. I brought it down to sit down at the desk to eat it. I got maybe one mouthful of masala, and then I didn't get back to it for an hour and a half. And it was like, and it, like you're hungry. You thought, I'm not going to go upstairs and try cooking it again because I'll probably get busy again. So I just wolfed it as it was. It was all right. All good. Thanks. Managed to pick it up. Oh, excellent. Oh no, that is really, really, really cool. That is awesome. Yeah, sorry. I'm getting texts from the kid's mum. Yeah, it's nothing. It's questions. It's like, really, do you need to ask this now? So yeah, no, I'm as I said to people earlier on, I was like really happy that they are actually going to somewhere where like you and your boy can actually, you know, get some games going, because they've been sitting in storage for so long. I actually saw that, I think the last time I actually used my towel was probably around about 4 years ago, because that just before then was when, or just after then, was when Adeptus Titanicus came out, and everything has been that ever since. I might have had the odd game of using like Black Templars Primaris or Emperor's Spears Primaris indoors against the boy. But I haven't played my Tau. I haven't played the Raptors for at least 3.5 years. So they deserve a good home to go to where they're going to get used, because, you know, that's the whole point of collecting these armies after time. So thank you very much. And, you know, you did me a big favour as well, because you're helping me finance the finish off my mana pool. So yeah, no, thank you. It was much appreciated. So I hope you have many, many years of carnage attacking each other with those forces, especially the Tau battle suits are just, I absolutely love them. They're just awesome. Greatest thing ever. As Ben was still around on here, Ben Gregory, because he's a big Tau fan as well. Yeah, so we didn't get a game on. We spoke about it. You was there, weren't you? We spoke about it on the Titan chat, and basically I just thought, fuck it. I was gonna play it Sturmigus with Legio Krytos, with Hammer of Tyrants at the front and 2 other Warlords, and just blow stuff up. But yeah, no, we was both a little bit like, it's been a long day, you know, so we just didn't get around to playing it, unfortunately. Maybe another time. Right, let's get some more wash. Yeah, Riptides are glorious. Always loved the Riptides. There was a short story about Riptides years ago, which was pretty cool. There's like these like Imperial Guard tank battalion going up, and these Riptides is like blowing the crap out of them. And then they realised there was more than one. But yeah, it was yeah. So with both those armies, Paul, both armies are undefeated in battle. So that's now your department to go and cause mayhem and chaos and blow the crap out of everything. Still my favourite model build, probably the posability. Yeah, no, the Riptides are just really, really cool kits. You know, I think they missed out on, again, I think because the way Forge World has been in the last decade, because of like the heresy, whereas it used to be somewhere you'd go to buy those upgrades and like specialist weapons and stuff for your armies. Because they've been focusing mostly on heresy, we've not seen that much more coming out of the factory as such. But I reckon that Forge World will go back to doing that at some stage, because obviously most of the models are out for heresy, apart from like character models and maybe some later edition sort of units or whatever. I don't see much more happening with heresy, apart from it maybe getting a redux, like especially with what the leaks that came out earlier in the week. Things have been shaken up a little bit, and maybe focus will be put it back into the heresy a bit more, and hopefully we'll get a Mars book, as we were mentioning earlier on, so thinking like which will have Dark Mechanicum and Mechanicum. Fabricate a general how the hell we haven't got a model. We've got so many traitor Magos, and we've got one loyalist Magos character. So we need more loyalist Magos, so like Kane perhaps, and maybe somebody else from somewhere. But yeah, it needs to happen. It really does. The Cybernetica rules, giving them a good going over again, and just balancing things out, or maybe some more Mechanicum stuff. So 9 chassis. Yeah, that's what Tau do to you. Battle suits are awesome. I said the Tauna is just so sweet. Like when I took that out, the first and last time I really took that out, which was, as I said, about 4 years ago. The missile system on there, because before 8th edition came out, people would go, "Oh yeah, you got to get those big like cannons on there, or the railgun," and everyone overlooked the Nexus missile system. And I really like the look of the Nexus missile system, so I thought, no, I'm just going to have that on it. So I put that on there, and then they brought out 8th edition, and the Nexus missile system got such a buff on it, especially if you're up against Titanic monsters and creatures and titans and stuff like that, because it buffs the damage. And so, like with that, with a good hit, you're alpha striking an Imperial Knight. It's like bye. And then you've got all your other weapons you can fire, like the tri-ion cannons, or the fusion bastard, as they would call it. But yeah, it was such a formidable thing. It did struggle in close combat, especially when it got charged by a group of like 10 Custodes, and like these guys in close combat just like brought it down to 1 wound, and then it was like eek, touchcloth moment. But it can fire all its weapons in close combat as well, so at full BS. So it did. And those weapons on that are just pure naughty. Destroy everything. Happy to help fellow Princeps. Will be playing plenty of games with them. Look forward to seeing the completed Manipur at end of year walk. Yes, hopefully, obviously depends how long it takes to come through. Hopefully I'll get it built and painted for the Northampton one in April. Obviously it just depends on what life throws at me. So yes, but yeah, no, that's my plan. Get that in, get that built, painted, all done and dusted. So for deployment, then, and then obviously just work on it more over the next couple of months until the main walk. I don't think there's any other intervening walks, are there? So it's just Greetings from the Warp in April, and then the premier walk event in November. So whether or not anything else happens between now and then, who knows? But it will be cool no matter what. And that's the main thing. Eep. I just realised that I haven't done these little flare shield generator things. Not sure I can keep up the record of staying under defeat, but I'll try to keep the honour intact. Do your best, dude. But have fun, that's the main thing. means they can start making more Titans. It would be nice. There'll be some things that need some new models, though I expect you might be waiting for a plastic focus too if it comes to GW Specialist game instead. Killboy Howe never went on the front line, right? No, it's not. It's not his way. He makes the stuff that goes on the front lines. He's not stupid, you know. The same fact. Kane doesn't go on the front line. Kane stands at the back and basically builds the stuff that needs to be built to do the jobs that need to be done. That's why you have Cybernetica. You get them to do all the hard graft. None of the name Magos really did outside of Ark and Land. Ark and Land definitely gets involved. First time I took the Talon out, I deleted 600-point army in a single volley with pulse drivers. The Talon, is that the Storm Surge? That's the pulse driver, or is that what the big cannons are? Are they? Oh no, they're pulse drivers as well, aren't they? On the battleship, the walking battleship version. The lack of scoria content is blatant and anti-Xana bias. Maybe, but you know, he's doing his own thing, creating his own monstrosities, living his best life. That's what he's doing. Putting those cerebral cortexes and nervous systems into phalanx for fun, and then corrupting them even further. That's the sort of thing that he does. The whole thing about phalanx, it makes me sort of, I sort of not laugh at it, but it is quite horrifying that you can only really laugh at it. The whole fact that it's just basically like a brain stem and nervous system inside a cybernetic body, and it's just like constantly in pain, and it only alleviates it when it kills something. It's like, yeah, that's your incentive. Kill things. Could agree more. You can still do it now with the battlesuit rule. My issue now with the walks is transport. Yeah, so you need to get a van. Although, is there that's the thing though, Kirill, is any other members that attending the walk are from your neck of the woods that maybe you could both chip in to share a van? You know, that would be the genius thing to do, I think, in that respect. Who need a TOC van painted with Titans on the side of it? Titans Owner Club. Emergency deployments, dudes and dudettes. Yes. Need motor vehicles. We need vehicles to do stuff, to transport our beloved Titans here, there, and everywhere. Get them to the battlegrounds. That's exhausting the exhaust pipes on Armigers. So what I might, well, I'm probably going to have to do is run back inside in a moment, because I want to get the other Morax that I've done already, and then obviously compare what I did with them and do it with these guys so they all match. Because otherwise it's pretty pointless. Because if they don't match, then they'll look a little bit odd, and then OCD will just kick my ass. Because as you all know, as avid hobbyists and professional hobbyists, you want them all to look badass and awesome. So that's that. That's them sorted. You know what, Rob? I was just thinking that, actually. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that. Delicious. Deliciousness. Oh. The War Master is a lie. Cake has never lied to you. Cake is good. Cake is wise. Ow, 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 ow. The red of my first squad, Thousand Sons, is slightly different, and it haunts my every. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what it gets to, isn't it? You're constantly thinking it and looking at it, going, "Oh my god, I've ruined things. I've ruined it," but you haven't. It's just that little bit of uniqueness, to characterize the squads. That's why I always find that doing squads when doing painting as a batch painting is probably the safest thing to do. So at least the squad matches. Right. Give me 30 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go get those other Armigers. Oh, he says as he... Oh, bloody hell, my legs. Ha 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 ha. Right. Have the rest. And immediately realised that I've missed stuff. Hold on a sec. What's going on here? That is my main worry when I start a new Titan. I do not want the colours to be a different shade. May not be noticeable to others, but I would see it, yeah. Every time I run out of a 5-year-old paint pot and get a new one, that they've changed the recipe. Yeah, that is annoying when it's like, it's like when I started painted an army, I can't even remember, it was Space Marines. But then they got rid of the paints, and it's like, what do I do now? The new ones don't match. It was most annoying. Hide his cake, quick. What? Where's my cake gone? Who's coming here and stole my cake? How dare you steal my... Oh no, it's here. Sorry, it's fine. It's just here. Yeah, so basically what I've realised between there and then, don't know if you can notice the difference between these ones, but these are Armigers anyway, and the other Morax. Can you tell what the difference is? Can you see what is different between the two squads? I don't know if you can. It is not that obvious, really. It is quite sublime. Yeah, I forgot about the Agrax. Yeah, showed a new Agrax pot and spotted instantly that it was different. Yes. I hope you won't notice me next to the bookcase. Chameleon, Rob. You're such a chameleon. For that, I'm going to eat more cake. For a second there, I almost went into John Hurt as S.R. Haddon from the awesome film Contact. When he goes, look closer. Some do have claws, others have cannons. That is true. But what's the main difference that you can see? Yeah. Answers on a postcards? Send them in. Gold? The gold? No. It's not the gold. The gold is different. No. It's not the gold. The gold is actually fine. The gold is fine. Luke's got it. Not only was he first, he also got what is different. The shoulder pauldrons. They're white. These ones are green. It was like, I'm looking at the other one, like the new ones, and I'm thinking, yeah, they're looking all right. And yeah, and when I got them, I thought, yeah, bases are all right. Bases are fairly uniform. It's just the white shoulder pads versus green. No, it was Luke got it. It was just So that's the thing. You can't tell Luke if people are just playing it along or if they're being So I don't know. It's been fun though. Made you look. You swine, Si. You swine. And now I'm checking as well. You. Yeah, well, it's true. The Armigers probably won't survive very long. But yeah, this was the only problem I have with Armigers was that they done one of these Hilverines and then two of these in a kit. They should have just had three of them, and be done. So people would go, I want to have lots of Hilverines. Buy 3 packs, no problem. But yeah, it's bewildering why it was done that way, because it makes no sense. And then also with these guys, if I wanted to field, well, technically I can, well, I can't at the moment because of that dude. a banner is 3 minimum. So I could do a lance of 9 Armigers, but it'll be 3 strong each, and they're not really going to be strong enough. You know, you want to have at least 6, I would imagine. So to do that, I would have to buy another 3 packs of these guys. So that would give me 12 of these, so I could have 2 banners of 6 and 1 banner of these dudes. Because in lances, they all have to be armed in the same weapon. So, as a support banner though, as a support banner, that's 1 support banner. That's a huge amount of knights. Yes, they've only got 2 hit points, but they can hide really well, and they can run. And I like the fact that if you're using knights as a household support banner, you can still choose a household support banner. So, like, you can have a banner of Cerastus Knights or Questorus Knights or Acastus Knights, or, you know, or whatever denomination, and you can have one of these as well without costing you the household slot. So you're getting 2 units for 1, basically. So that's good. And these could be very scary. Like, personally, these guys, the Warglaves, using these in a lance, I want to do. I would like to have a full banner of Armigers with Warglaves and do coordinated fire. Because when they do coordinated fire, one of them fires, basically, but for every knight, you add 1 to the strength of the shot. So these weapons, although they're short range, they're strength 8, these little thermal lances. If you've got a full banner, that's 9 Armigers. So that's 9 added to 8, which is 17. Having a strength 17 shot from one of these, from a banner of these guys, is critting everything. And it'd just be like awesome that let's have, like, you've got 1 Titan and it's like getting down to the end and he comes along and goes, okay, I've got, like, you know, 2 like hit points or whatever left. I'm down onto my first crit, and then that comes along and just does an instant crit with the lance, coordinated strike, and yeah, that's a dead Titan. So fun. I have very high gold sensitivity. Yes, you have, because you've got a lot of gold going on in your life. Need to paint blue heraldry league. Well, or red, if we're talking Tyrannus, because there's both colours representative as of the Rise book. So Leiden has huge, yeah, Armigers. The only rule I follow on my Procon V Knights is that the right shoulder pad and the right knee are white. I'm with my Procon Vi. I sort of mixed them up. Like, I kept the paint scheme the same for the most part, but I put different decals representing the different banners on, like, the Cerastus, because I have my Procon Vi is basically I think I've got 3 banners of Questorus at only 4 model in a banner. 4 banners of Lancers, so 4 full banners of Lancers, so that's 12 Lancers in total, and 2 Porphyrions. So I can do like 2 Lances with that lot, with Crystal, with Armiger, not Armigers, a caster support. Yeah, the first walk, there was a whole host of Armigers going running in and basically tormented Leiden. They just swamped him. It was horde mode, which this is horde mode. They just charged in and just ripped him a new one, pretty much. Right. Now I need Nasdaq. Yeah, Damien has got a lot of the little dudes now. We were showing them off the other day. Look at all my little dudes. Let's get loose with the Armigers. Or knights in general. All knights are a bit scary to the big guys. Well, you just basically with obviously decals, varnish it with gloss varnish first. Apply decals once the varnish is dry, and then just give it another gloss coat, so it will still have the same shine as the candy apple. That's what I would do if I was trying to do what you are doing. Get that in there. I always say that about the Summer Night. Oh, just get that in there. Right, must remember to try and keep these separate. See? Proper grease. Good. So you can't go too far wrong. Get that out. Up and away, my beautiful baboon. What's that? Good luck with the varnish hunt. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. And if you see Mr. Tumnus, be careful what you ask for, especially if you want Turkish Delight. There's only one supplier in that place, which is bad news. That's a good thing about Corax White. It goes over this stuff. Okay. Be adding a wash on after us. The magic wardrobe, full of awesome. It's full of awesome, I tell you. It's obviously it's my doing. I apologise. That's such a cool thing to see, though. I think anyone would have been emotional seeing the amount of awesome that's in there. Oh, I'll coat work this, but yeah. Hard coat is a glossy varnish. My leopard print Leader Destructor is coming out pretty good. Ah, yeah. It's was one of the pages I saw it on the other day. Sorry. Yes, it is moving along nicely, Ecto. I say again, repeating as I do every week. If you want to share your Instagram or Twitters with people to follow you and that, put them into the chat. I'm sure people will go, ooh, and see awesome and give you a follow. And a few likes. We all like to help out other hobbyists, don't we? So you hobbing tonight, Ecto? Or are you yeah, the Side Titan is quite distracting, yes. It is such a beastly thing. It feels intimidating when you're building it. You just sit there just looking at it, oh my god. And if you have gotten round to reading Mortis and seeing just how badass those Side Titans are in the story, yeah, they are just next level. The stuff that they do in there is just like, oh, if only they could do that in AT. Feels good to know. Thanks, Rob. Yeah, my Side Titans, yes. Side Titan primary is drying. I'm putting metallics over on a Reaver. Cool. In the middle of Mortis now. Ooh. I know there's with Mortis a lot of the Mortis princeps amongst us were quite upset that there was no real sort of focus on Mortis. But even though the title says Mortis, but the whole thing about it having the title of Mortis is the fact that Mortis walks upon terror and they are the big bad boogeymen. And you'll see exactly how big bad and boogeyman-y they are. So it's the horror, it's the shadow of this formidable Titan Legion. Everybody knows Mortis. Put you out of the way. Yeah, it won't be long. These are our monsters. I was thinking the same thing about the Side Titans yesterday. Reading about Side Titans today. Yeah. Amadeus, in the middle of converting Cypher into an Alpha Legion saboteur, forgot to cut the lion's sword off the clay before gluing. Time to do some difficult knifing. I'm sure you'll be alright. You'll get through it. Well, yeah, Echoes of Eternity coming soon when they advertised it last week. So, yeah. Probably out for pre-order soonish. Although I have checked, I'll do it again now. Yeah, unfortunately on Amazon, it's Volume 7 by Aaron Dembski-Bowden, hardcover, currently unavailable. So they haven't got the release date. So yeah, the second Siege book with Sanguinius on the front. Sorry, third Siege book with Sanguinius on the front. Because second book. Because for a second there, I was looking at Saturnine because I saw Calbander, and I thought, oh, but no, because the artwork from Fear to Tread when you got Calbander and him, hand in hand stabbing each other. But yeah, so nothing on that as of yet, unfortunately. Yes, but hopefully that will be out soon enough, and you can listen or read. The Alright, I'm sorting out a few things quickly. Yes, alright. Sorry about that. Oh, you found those extra bits then? Okay, that's cool. I expect we'll be getting a Siege of Terror book soon. Well, would hope so, but don't know. Nice look. A Siege book for the Age of Darkness. Yeah, again, we need that sort of stuff to come through in order to progress and get more information on all the goodies and stuff that's happening. Obviously, they're going to have to do some more work with like demons and stuff, and like chaos worshipping douchebags. They're part of the militia type army lists as well, with like chaos enhanced dudes. Yeah, so as Rob's saying there, Ivy, set for normal surfaces, soul for uneven surfaces. He's a godsend. Also found both on the same thing, really. The set smells like vinegar, so I prefer to use soul. I actually use both when I'm doing decals, as I've done on this very broadcast. I dip it into water first, pull it down, and then I'll go over with microsol, just give it a little lip over the actual decal as it's softening up to help soften it up even further. And then I'd put the blue onto the surface, whatever it is, like shoulder pads or these pads type things, and then eventually put them together after a few minutes of doing their thing. Makes the decal a little bit more, a lot softer using Soul, obviously. I thought it stood for solar. You numpty. Although you're joking, aren't you? Yarr. You young'uns coming here making us old people feel like old farts. And yes, as Ecto's doing there. But it's, some people just use set a lot. I've seen people on YouTube just using set instead. It was actually Richard Gray. It was when he was doing his Legio Furians. He just used set, I believe. Or it was something like that. They were just using set because obviously it's not too intense. That yeah, gotcha. Yeah, seeing you next week. Yeah, so set is not so harsh on the decal as Soul is, basically. But as I say, I've always just used both, just different ways to what other people do. So, but that's just me. That's what I do. Right, my little mix of water and Agrax. Boom. Shameless a placement. Yeah. So it's like, again, Kirill using the varnish. Varnish gives you that even surface, smooth even surface. So it decals go onto it and just conform better, so no lumps. Love you too. Someone said Army Painter Only shown. So like I just use once I've got the decals on and done all the business and patted them down with some damp kitchen towel to make sure that they get all the air bubbles out and that they're nice and smooth. And then I repeat adding like microsol over a couple of moments at a time, letting it dry a little bit, and obviously it conforms better and sets into place. And again, damp kitchen towel to help smooth it out. Once that's all done, I generally varnish, spray varnish over them, and then I'll use either satin or even matte spray varnish, just because I like my things matte and grubby, not shiny. Okay, I'm learning that being a brush licker is not a good mix with Microsoft. Oh, my poor sweet summer child. Oh, yeah, don't do that. You poor thing. Oh my God. I can't believe he did that. Oh yeah, I'll tell you, I was looking. I was checking up on my bank payments today, like my bank account, obviously online, and there was a $14.99 debit taken for Amazon Music. I'm like, hold on a second, what the fuck? Because I don't have Amazon Music. I don't recall ever signing up to Amazon Music. And why would I join up with Amazon Music when I've already got a music supplier in Apple Music, which is exactly the same thing but cheaper? So yeah, I obviously couldn't find. I thought it was like somebody had hacked my account or had purchased something. Well, it turns out it was a subscription to Apple Music. And I'm like, but I didn't agree to that, so I cancelled it. Basically put an additional one that was like, I want my money back. Send me my money. Why would I do that? You can check your system. You can see that I haven't actually utilised this thing because I didn't know I bloody had it. I'm going to wait and see what happens, because otherwise I'm going to cancel my Prime and my Audible, because fuck them. Coming around here stealing people's money. So yeah, be careful. Check if you've been Amazoned. Because some people might not notice. They'll just see Amazon on it, but it's $14.99. And that's your advice, consumer advice conversation for today. Fireworks, what? Oh dear. Yeah, I've been listening, like, in between Siege of Terror books, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. So I'm actually listening at the moment. I'm doing the we have ways of making you talk, or something like that, by Al Murray and James Holland, and they're going through like World War II battles and stuff like that. So it's actually pretty cool. And it's fun, it's laid back, and it's like, informative. There was just one thing they was talking about. There's this Kirill, I can imagine they just say read Forge World. There was I believe he was a US paratrooper who got captured on D-Day, sent back to the rear into like prisoner of war camp out towards like Poland or something like that. Got out during like when the Russians started coming in, linked up with the Russians, ended up fighting alongside with the Russians. I think he was like serving in a tank unit or something. So like he went an American soldier going to war against the Germans, ends up captured, then ends up fighting alongside the Russians coming in from the other side. And apparently he got like some like high award, like medal award for like his fighting and stuff like that during the latter stages of World War II. And his son, because they held him in high regard because of what he did, his son was like accepted as some sort of like ambassador to Russia in the 60s or something like that, which is just crazy. It is a great podcast. So yeah, I was listening to. I only really found out about it because I was listening to another podcast where James Holland's brother, Dominic Holland, is on it. And Al came over and done like a joint. It's bugging me now because I can't remember the bloody name of the other one. The Rest is History podcast, which has been going for about, I think it's going through like COVID. But yeah, that was a fun podcast series that I was just doing. And then I heard this one where Al Murray comes over and is talking about stuff and all that sort of thing. Oh, he said he had his own one, and then I've been with that one ever since. Joseph Beryl. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. Night, Paul. Thanks for coming in and hanging around, and hope you've have a nice sleepy bye-byes. And thanks again, dude. That's really helped me out, dude. Thank you. Yes. But yeah, no, the podcast is really great, and they cover all these sort of bits and pieces, like the things like Never Knew, and we all have our basic ideas of what happened through like watching films and stuff. But they'll talk about films, like they've actually been doing a lot about because I'm only up to about episode 40 now or something, but they were doing a few episodes about Arnhem, and it was like finding out what was going on there between, because obviously if you've watched the film A Bridge Too Far, that's not exactly 100% accurate what was going on there, but they explain it, and like they go through everything. So they've walked the battlefields, and they've talked about these little individual battles and the different sort of commanders, what was going on, all that sort of thing. But it's good to listen to, and actually, I quite enjoyed it. It's been really good, really enjoyable. There was also another guy, I think it was a Korean soldier who fought against the Japanese, ended up fighting for the Japanese, and then fought for the Russians, and then fought for the Allies. He just ended up from like war zone to war zone to war zone or something like that. Which is really nice cake. Some more gold. Oh, bloody hell, yeah. There's my little tiny brush. Actually surprised Engine Phil hasn't come on tonight. We ended up watching the first couple of episodes of Book of Boba Fett. His boy was with us, and like we were just talking about Star Wars for most of the evening, which was pretty cool. And like his lad's only like 11, I think, but he's very knowledgeable on everything Star Wars, like Clone Wars, Rebels, and all that sort of stuff. And it was actually really quite charming. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, we were talking about our thoughts on Star Wars and stuff like that. But I convinced them to start watching the first 2 episodes of Book of Boba Fett. And yeah, because Phil likes what he likes, but when I was watching it, there was moments when I've looked over at him, because I've seen it a couple of times. I've looked over and I've just seen the look smile on his face when something's happened that's tickled him. So it was a good start. I don't think it'll end well for him. It might do. Who knows? When you show your day, your work in progress of a Titan, I think he goes another one, not realising I'm getting another one next week. Which dad are you talking about? Your actual dad or dad? I know you're getting another one next week. Yeah, I know. Oh, I just hope he's impressed. It's a pretty good pose you've got going on there, anyway. You posted up early on in the old Discord chat. Oh, kids, that's why you've got me. I approve of your choices. Well, maybe not the traitor side of things, but your purchasing, I definitely do approve. And maybe one day, as we face off against each other on the battlefield, we can embrace in a thermonuclear explosion. The base is really helping my eyes. Oh, what with the posing of your Titans? That's the thing. I'm not sure, because I've not done any bases for any of my Titans. I think Iracundus actually does have a base for him that Chris made for it. But I don't normally deploy. I should do, really, but I don't. Because it's not like a round base, it's an odd shaped base with like a memorial and broken roads and stuff. It's cool, but it takes up a lot of space in in a box. So if I put that in there, I wouldn't be able to have both warhounds in there as well. Thermonuclear hugs. They're the toastiest. My Titans would not stand up without a base. No, they probably wouldn't, because the awesome poses. No, that is fair. And I say your base is very, very good for that exact reason. Have that sort of, you know, loping gait, moving towards to kick the crap out of some dude. Of course, you approve of the traitor side. You are a traitor like the rest of them, apart from good old Rob there. Good old dependable Rob, who's now at Xenos. Might do my super duper special brush. Doing a can, because there is the infamous picture of a phantom high kicking a warlord or something in the face. So yeah, you totally got to do that. Can't wait to run the phantom behind a warlord and chop it into bits with a glaive. Although I've not seen the rules for it yet. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's if we're going to still do AT rules or something. That's the thing. Here comes the hop but murder. Murder. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, we just got to find something we can use. Like my initial thoughts on a Phantom, right, is it has the same sort of like structure as a Reaver, basically. So the same amount of boxes and stuff like that. It doesn't suffer from like machine spirits. It doesn't have any sort of thing as such. Although they have spirit stones, but then they've never been something to go against it as a negative. Pulsar is basically like a volcano cannon, but without any reactor dice having to be rolled. So the reactor is sort of defunct on them. Shields, not so much, but they're like because they are basically like a glass hammer. So I suggested maybe that any to hit roll is a 6. That's the only way you hit it is by rolling 6s because of the hollow fields and stuff. But then obviously, yeah, so all their weapons would be without any sort of like negative modifiers for range and no reactor, so like shield bane automatic sort of thing, stuff like that. They're meant to be like, incredibly old tech that is quite nasty to be hit by. So that's my opinion anyway. Phantom knee and a warlord in the groin. Oh, bugger. Yeah, but that's the thing though. It's like once you got past the hollow fields, there wasn't much structure about them. So if you made it only -2, so you're hitting on a 5s sort of thing, and people can do that a lot more readily than hitting on a 6. So a 6 with no modifiers. That's what I would say, because they are meant to be like, as long as they move. If they don't move, then they get hit. Because that's the thing though, permanent -2, it doesn't matter if you're doing a cooled shot, a 6 always hits. So that's the thing, 6s always hit. So it doesn't matter if you've got -2. That's why you can't have a hit roll of 7 sort of thing through like cooled shots and other modifiers. A 6 always hits and a 1 always fails. So that's the only thing you can do. Doesn't matter about modifiers. You don't get any modifiers to hit them because they're meant to be that advanced. So they move like a warhound speed wise. Have the structure of for a large Titan, have the structure of a Reaver because they're slight of frame, but they're really bloody hard to hit. Yeah, so if he doesn't move, you hit on a 5, but a 6 always hits, but you don't get any modifiers to your weapons to hit them, sort of thing. That's what I'm saying. They're meant to be really hard to bloody hit. That's the whole point. So it allows them to move up close and shoot. Obviously, the thing with the Imperium and like orcs, for example, if an orc gargant, for example, would have an absolute shit ton of structure, and probably have really decent, decent shields, lots of shields as well. But there to hit is like abysmal, as it's always the way. Yeah, so that's the thing. If you bypass the Holofield, there's not much there, so you can actually do some nasty damage, but it's hitting the bloody things. But then obviously, like with blast weapons, scattering, that's probably going to be the better weapons to hit them with, because obviously 90% of the time you're going to miss, but you might not scatter. So I don't know. We're not games designers. We can only put forward ideas, and it will take time to iron out. Orc Gargant should have a +2 to hit. Take a ridiculous amount of damage. Yeah, you could easily see an Orc Gargant having like twice the Warlord structure points, for example, or something like that. Even just hitting them normally, but then they've got really crazy shields because they've got good shield technology. Or they believe they have, and so it does. It works. As is the rules for orcs and the legions of Grots. Custom shields, yeah. So Agrax onto the superstructure on these bloody beans. Lift the droppers. I've just put the body on the Reaver, and oh my, I see why these are people's favourite models. Always been a Reaver fan since 88. Because they do look awesome. Rob, you have two Reavers to finish, or just one now? Yeah, either one. I prefer Reavers. Reaver should be the most commonly seen Titan, but we get so many warlords, especially like on certain, apart from Gryphonicus, which has loads of them. Most of the other ones, like always, oh yeah, they're heavy titans, loads of warlords, sort of thing. But they should be the main Titan. It's the first battle line Titan anyway. It should be the mainstay of all Titan Legios. I'll start painting really. It would be a Warby then, close second Reaver now. I like Warbies. It's only ever since I played a Warby against Martin in 2020. We met up, had a game, and I realised just how badass a Warbringer can actually be. Because they're tougher than a Reaver. They are a Reaver plus. So yes, they might move a little bit slower than a Reaver, but they've got the extra structure, they've got the extra shield, and they're carrying a warlord grade weapon on the roof, while still maintaining Reaver grade weapons on the arms. What is not to like about that, I ask you? I like my warlord, but I would probably not get another one. I prefer faster moving Titans. Right, Kirill, have a good one, mate. Thanks for dropping in and hanging out. Always a pleasure, dude. I hope to see you some more in the future, as well as at walks. Let's get that. And that in place. So how is everybody's hobbies coming on tonight? We're all making good progress. For Volturum, it says we had 77 Titans as a Legio, and the majority of them was Warlords and Reavers, with just about 24 Warhounds. Yeah. I still have to take my Warby to GW Tottenham Court. Why do you have to take your Warby to there then, Rob? Is that where you got it from? You're trying to return it? Oh, that's where she was forged. All right. Well, that's interesting because there's a few of us are going to be down there next week. After me searching for 9 months worth of Forge World Reactor stock. Almost ready to start weapons on the War Masters, but got distracted by a Warbringer. It's easily done, dude. It's easily done. You know, you got all these plans, and then next minute you're painting something completely different. This isn't what I signed up for. I'll just give them a little moment or two to dry. I'm going to do some more white. There you go, Uncle Rob. The kids, the twins. They want Uncle Rob to come down. No, Rob. We're not going Warhammer World. Warhammer World's got the celebration on that weekend. So we're going to Tottenham Court Road. Saturday, next week. Or Rob. Phil's going. And possibly, I believe, Matt and Lauren as well. Oh, Stu. Yes, you just got a little bit complacent there. Distracted by the Warby, and then you're dipping your brushes into your pint. We've all been there, mate. We've all been there. At least it's not your tea. tea on a Saturday night. Tea stops for no amigos. This is true. No, I ordered mine from GW head off 40-year-old head office. Doodah, those dudes. So just because it was sitting in my basket, I thought I better get it sorted out. And plus, I didn't want to sort of, you know, in case somebody else wanted to pick one up on the Saturday, I didn't want to take out their stock. So it's all done and dusted. It's all ordered. Just got to wait for the postman to arrive, along with Dominion Zephon. It's very quiet at the moment. Resting my voice. Just a smidge. And it's really awkward to get bits done. Meep, 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 meep. So I've still got from my Christmas haul. There's another 6 Armigers, Warglaves and Helverines. Then another Asterios, which my plan was sticking that with the Vyronii as well. Like my Vyronii have pretty much become like my main focus on the loyalist households. Divine for the traitors. But ever since reading Mortis and the the Armigers that are in that, yeah, definitely. Right. There's another one of your Thousand Suns, Ivy, that you're painting. Yeah. So the Divine Asterios is pretty. Thank you. It is pretty cool. I do like it. Well, Rob, if you are going to come down, mate, and you want to get anything like Titan related, let me know, and I'll check and see if we can get that put aside for you, because that's what we are doing at present. You can come down with Luke as well. It'd be like travel buddies. You're near to each other, aren't you? World was on fire. No one can shake me but you. Strange world is bizarre. It makes foolish people do. Right, I'm going to have to move that light over because I'm finding it quite hard to actually see what the hell I'm doing. Mooch Buta. Elder Phantom Distort Cannon. Of course you do. For all your distorting needs. rockets, stabilizers, power, nodule bits. Meep, 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 meep. Okay, I don't want to completely jinx myself, but I think because of the coat on these Thousand Sons of So Glossy, I can just put transfer straight on. Now, I think because Filipito coming down, I think we were just going to get training because it was easier for us. Well, I thought you was going to go to your mum's or something with the good lady. So we planned around that. Well, let us know what let us know, and we'll plan from there. All right. Yeah. Just show it away to awesomeness. hobbying together. Who knows what the future holds? Anything can happen in the next half hour. Dun, 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 dun. It is a great hobby. I was showing one of our directors some pics on Friday as I was wearing my TOC hoodie to work, and he asked about it. He thought it was a fancy sport. The fanciest of sports. It's the ultimate fighting championship. Can't decide which Thousand Suns transfer to use on the tactical squad. If you've got the Prospero Burns transfers, tactical are the two triangles facing away from each other. And that's what I used in mine anyway. Make sure you order your hoodie for your Gore Crows. Dog growling outside. Growling out. I don't even see him. Gosh. legs. Ouchie for an ouchie. Get off his base. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, pop, beep, pop, beep. Little Morax. So again, going back to the earlier conversation with the Morax, just wish they just had like boxes of one type. Don't make them such a big deal. I was using the Ford World one. All right, cool. I finished building another AT Warlord tonight. Ordered a couple more, as I thought I'd be I'll be stuck isolating for another week. Oh yeah, dude, yeah. Well, it will keep your mind occupied as well as your hands and anything else focused upon creation of super duper awesomeness that is Warlord Titans. Maybe not as good as a Reaver Titan as we've discussed earlier, but yeah, as long as you get better, mate, that's what it matters really. The blank one, but I'm going to put Legio on the arms and draw up designs. Yeah, Titans Owners Club Ivy. We can access some place that you can design your own shirts, like jumpers, or sweaters, hoodies, or whatever, with your Legios on. So yeah, so obviously Gore Crows, Mortis, you know, there's lots of them about. I haven't done one. I've done my own t-shirts. But yeah, it's meant to be quite easy and straightforward to do. I'm sure if you asked in the Princeps chat that one of the admins can put you onto the right path for where to go to get it done. So it's like bespoke, design it yourself, send it out to you once you pay for it. And Rob did the same with his Solaria, added images to the hoodie and the polo shirt. Right. So I'll take the camera for a stroll. I know you love this. Whee! There's some little dudes. I think I put that one at the front. This one. I think I put the wrong legs on him because he's quite forward leaning compared to all the other ones. Like going head first, ramming speed. I'm going to charge in there and batter them up. I'm better now, just on the mend. I did build 4 Warlords and an Iconic class. I've got a part-built Reaver on my desk too. Well, that's good. Glad to hear that you are better, and then you're improving and you're building. So what's not to love, really? Getting that done. So cute. They are stupidly cute. And then you've got... Ooh. One of my hairs. I have a lot of them, you know. Little dudes. Little dudes. So yeah, so I've got to do the other 2 packs of Armigers now. So yeah, I think they're alright. Grabby hands. Also, Bruslet can report Armageddon. Oh, what is wrong with you? Oh my goodness. It's like eating anything that's acrylic. It's the best diet. Yeah, so they're alright. Ain't too shabby, as I like to say. I'll definitely scare somebody somewhere. I think you can tell that somebody is a little tired camper. And that little tired camper would be me. I was up at 6:30 because I had to take Sam into Whitechapel this morning. So one is a little tuckered out. So probably I'll stop painting now, have a little chat with you guys, and then I'm probably going to finish off at some point. Forbidden yogurt. Oh, just reminds me of the picture of the sandworm, the forbidden butthole. This is why I've never licked my paintbrush, nor will I ever. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. It's the only way to get a sharp tip on your brush. Yeah, I was doing that earlier on when I was doing the eye lenses on the little dudes. Let's lick the excess brush, get a fine tip, and then get that paint onto those parts. Yeah. Thanks, Rob. They look good from a distance. So I'm just doing this little arrangement. So again, I'm trying to focus. All blurry because they're so small and tiny. There you are. Try. Let's get some. I'll pop them in Discord, those two. More hair sticking over there. Saboteur complete. This cipher model is pretty nice, and the Dark Angels bits are done. Yeah, I look tired. I feel tired. Why can't all Marines have awesome cloaks and cool shoulder pads? I don't know. They should do. Maybe you should have a chapter that they specifically have cloaks and shoulder pads. Pop the final modelling to the TOC chat. Cool. Check that out in a bit. Don't talk to me my son's effort again. It is horde mode, and thank you very much, Ivy. And you, Luke. Thank you. Yeah. So they oh, that was the time to screenshot. When I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. Yes. Yashi. So try that again. No, that looks worse. Jesus. Ugh. Delete, delete, delete. Yeah, there's only really one decent photograph. And that will do. So, yes. All groovy, groovy, groovy. Right. I think that's me done, people. I need to, well, I've got work again tomorrow, so yeah. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta throw light on the situation. To be fair, if I was watching that, I probably would have thought the same thing. It's one of those things you just like go, oh, look what they're doing. Yes. Yeah, so anyway, yes. Distracting by the filthy minds of the young man and the older man. Yeah, so yeah, they're all done. They're all right. They're looking good. But yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out, joining in, and I got so much done in the stream. It's one of the best evenings I had lately. No, it's always welcome. It's nice to have everyone hanging out and having chats, and it's a nice, relaxed atmosphere. And I hope that everyone else that was hobbying tonight has got lots done. Right? I got those Armigers. You got your Thousand Suns. Ben got his Cipher. Sai got his Warlords and that done. And Stuart got distracted by Pawbringers. And Luke got his Reaver put together better, or the legs anyway. And the Phantom Titan that Mr. Rob's building is coming together nicely. So yes, thank you again. It's been a wonderful evening. I've really enjoyed myself, even eating cake. And it's been really cool to hang out with you guys. So obviously I'll speak to you all again. You drained half a bottle of rum. Nice. I'll speak to you throughout the next couple of days, I'm sure. And I don't. I'm assuming because last week there was no Artist Empire because he was stuck getting home, so he wouldn't have got home in time and stuff. So it never happened. So hopefully something will be going on this this Wednesday. If not, I'll see you. Well, I don't know. Depends. The next Saturday is down in London. Depends what time we get back. If that happens, who knows? So, yes, thanks again, everyone. And I'm going to disappear and go to bed because I am completely fucked. So, yeah, I'll catch everyone, all you awesome people. I'll catch up with you again soon. All right? So, night, night, sleep tight. Don't let the Titans bite. CSI, Rob, Ivy, Luke, Ben. Stu if you're still there.